Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Find It Friday, July 24th, 2026. Today, we're going to be diving into the warm state of Florida. So, we're going to be checking out this area. I've got my buddy Rich in that area with Savvy that I've been talking to about with the deal that I actually found just today. That I was like, ooh, this could be interesting for some of our customers and our audience. So, we're going to be diving in. We'll show you guys how I found that property. It's for sale, available today, and I'll show you exactly my thought process, how I found it, how I validated it, and then now how I connected to a great local expert agent out there. Rich is one of those guys from Savvy that can help you out. And so, something would love to dive in today to give you all some feedback. Actually, my dog's over here too, giving us a shout out. She might come in with the Sandy girl. Let me add my screen to the stage here. Okay, cool. So let's dive in. So we're in Bradenton, Florida. It's a market I'm very aware of that a lot of investors are looking into. So yes, there is some saturation going on, but there is also quite a bit of demand. So Rich, I don't know if you're on this webinar or not, but if you are, would love to give some feedback in the comments of your thoughts about this area. And if we're looking in the right spots, that sweet spot, might need to have you on next time live with me. Anyway, so what we have here are a few interesting properties that have been revealed to us through the strike technology. And this is the property here that I found that I think could be pretty interesting. It's showing some um, high confidence signals, some interesting upside potential, and we will dive through it and dissect it today. So I got on strike and I typed in using our AI search. And I said, "Hey, find me anything over 15% cash on cash return, over 4 bedrooms, and it's got to have a pool." And so I'll just do it so you can actually see the magic happen. And so what happens is you've got all these properties here that we score instantly, red, yellow, and green. And so obviously red's probably not a good property to go buy. So we try to search for the yellow and the green ones, which mean higher cash on cash return. So we say, over 20% cash on cash return, um, with pool and more than four, well, let's say not more than, let's say, and 4 bedrooms or more. Okay, so the AI will work its magic and then it'll automatically just take away the properties that don't fit that criteria. I think for some reason on this round, when I did that, it actually reduced out the one that I was searching for. So let me reapply it here. I'm going to go in and just do the filters here. So we'll do over like 3,000, over 10% cash on cash return. And then we'll do over like 100 grand in revenue, and let's see what pops up here. Okay. So now we have some interesting properties that have been revealed, including this one we're about to go look at. And I think it's this one right here. Yeah, here it is. So this one popped up that we're taking a look at here. So what's interesting about this one is it's 4 bedrooms. Doesn't look super exciting from the outside, but when you dive into it, it already has the pool, the infrastructure in place. But what I really like is that it's already in pretty decent condition. It just hasn't been designed or amenitized very well. It's just got very basic stuff in it. And so to me, this is a good blank canvas of something that you can really transform into something cool. And the other thing I like is it has this little ADU out here, which is they're calling a garage. And you've got this yard space that you can do some cool stuff. So my mind is just thinking opportunity for increased premium potential from an ADR, average daily rate standpoint, and occupancy. And so what we're going to do is we're going to dive into this and look at the floor plan. We're going to see, okay, there's a carport thing that you might could do some cool stuff underneath, for people to play games that's shaded. You've got 3 bedrooms, or 4 bedrooms right in here. And then you have this garage space, which could be a really cool amenity space. And so we're going to back out of this. Now let's go analyze. Um, and also, I like to look at the details here, and you can see like, hey, your next investment property, all this stuff. So, and you can see some other details like new HVA system, all that stuff, which is great to see. Well, let's go analyze it together. Well, Rich would love your perspective on purchase price as we get into it later on, but we'll just keep purchase price the same for now. Technically, it is maybe a 5-bedroom. We'll keep 4 now, but there's that additional space that can be converted to a game room or something really cool, or additional sleeping space in that back part of the yard. Now, we've got revenue potential here of you can underwrite based on the base, which that would make the property negative, on the target or upside. Well, I did the upside for my defaults for this because, one, if you know what you're doing, you can typically hit the top 25 or 10% of that market if you know how to professionally design and amenitize these properties, and if it has really unique amenities. Well, it's already got the pool, it's got that game room space, and it has a yard that you can do putting green and all sorts of cool stuff. We'll show you the comps here in a second that I'll give you some more insights on, but let's keep underwriting this thing together. Well, actually, let's pause and go into the comps now. So 110,000 in revenue. Okay, how do I know it can make that? Could it make more? Can it make less? Let's dive into the intelligence piece of what Strike really provides. And so we're gonna go to our comps dashboard here. And what I did is I put filters on, show me 4 bedrooms. And I did, all these properties have to have at least 15 reviews, 4 stars, and they've got to be on the market for at least 3/4 of the year. And I want these comps to be relevant within like the last 6 months. And so it's going to pull up all these comps here that we can start really diving into and seeing the revenue potential, and see just all this cool stuff about these properties. So the revenue, ADR, occupancy, and then you can see the seasonality of that particular property. And you can just dive into each one of these comps. This is a super powerful feature of what Strike has. But immediately you can visually see, okay, cool, pool, pickleball court, putting green, string lights, pool, murals, all these cool things that are available to these properties to make them really pop. But what my favorite feature is on here is this revenue range. Now, if you were to just take this property and put it on the market, and just put furniture in it, you could probably make about 97,000. But if you were to go really do something cool to this property, put a pool in, which this one already has it, and all these, professional design amenities, putting greens, murals, all that stuff, you could get up to this like top 25%. And some of the best can get up here, pickleball courts, golf simulators, just these amazing experiences. So I feel like this is possible with this property. Rich, would love your thoughts on it too, man. A little bit later, but let's say 123, and let's just see what ADR is associated with that 123 is about 670. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come back to the underwriting portion. We're going to go to 670 here on the average daily rate, which seems reasonable. And then let's get to an occupancy that is a little bit closer to that 123. Okay, or revenue. Sweet. So now we feel pretty good about the revenue. Now let's go into the expenses. Well, AI is already scanning these pictures for us, calculating what it might cost in capital to reach that revenue threshold. So it's already showing about 120,000 or 130,000 in capital to really transform this property. Honestly, that feels probably about right because it's already got good bones. You just have to put really good furniture in it and design, and putting green, string lights, all that stuff sounds like it could be about right. What I would do is I would also go talk to one of these designers that we have here. So we've got these trusted experts that you could reach out to, and all of them, for the most part, you can have a free 30-minute call, show them this property, and they'll give you a lot of great, valuable information of what they would recommend. And they do that because they want to give you free value in hopes that you work with them to actually implement the strategy. So there's a lot of free help you can get along with this. Now, if you go to expenses, we automatically factor in a 10% management fee. Now, you may not want to factor that in. You may want to factor in something higher. Let's just say you want to manage it on your own. Let's do 0. And now let's just see how that impacts the underwriting. So it actually juices up a little bit higher, closer to like an 18% cash on cash return. Now, insurance, because it has a pool and it's in Florida, let's just juice that to like 10,000 to be a little bit more conservative with it. And let's do like an extra 5K in reserves and miscellaneous. And then let's go to financing. Again, if you need a lender, we've got a bunch of lenders here that you can reach out to. We have recommendations for almost any category you could think of, just because I remember when I was buying my property in Florida, I was like, oh, I love this. But I don't have an agent, I don't have a lender, I don't have a contractor, all these people. So anyway, you've got all these matched experts within the platform that you can reach out to that will help you out. Let's do this. Let's do 10% down payment on this, 7% interest rate. And now we can see how that impacts the underwriting. So let's do save summary. Now this property is showing a 16% cash on cash return, making $2,600 a month net cash flow. And it's 499 grand. So very affordable, reasonable for a lot of investors out there, and showing some interesting potential. And so again, Rich is one of the guys that we know out there from Savvy. He's one of our trusted experts within the platform. So you can reach out to him. There's also a bunch of other agents that you can reach out to. And so what we want to do as a platform is give you lots of options, and then you go interview them and figure out, who's best for you, or even some other local agent, but the key to success is finding these things on Strike and really validating it through this comps that I was showing you, feeling good about this range. Usually I like to target here, but then taking this property that we found and then working with that local agent and saying, hey, what do you think about this property? So what I would do if I were you guys, if y'all like this property, again, it's for sale, you can take it to Rich or whoever else in that market and say, hey, what do you think about this? Strike is showing maybe 122 grand. It's going to take about $130,000 of capital possibly. But if we were to transform this thing and take this property that looks like this currently and turn it into something that looks like, hold it, this or this, or some of these properties that are out there that have these cool amenities, can I get to that top 10% that Strike is showing into this like $122,000 range? If so, awesome, go buy it. And then we've got all sorts of matched experts when it comes to, designing it and property management. If you don't want to manage it on your own, all that stuff. If you need help, because I know this is a business and it takes a lot of moving pieces to make it work. But this is how I found an interesting property on Strike today. Didn't even know it existed until like an hour ago. Underwrote it, found it, and shows some interesting, promising potential. But before I ever spent $50 to $100 to $200,000 on this thing, I would want to go work with that local agent to vet and verify, and probably even a designer to get their feedback on it. And those two working together, I mean, obviously you need to talk to your lender about what you can afford or not, but those two categories working together, agent and designers with you, will help you have great success as you leverage the technology and the platform along your journey. And so there you go. If anyone has questions about this, let me know. We can kind of dissect it together. Or if you have a new market you want to look at in the future, Asheville, Pigeon Forge, I know those are hot markets that people are always talking about. But even markets that people may not be talking about, Lubbock, Texas, Galveston, the Hill Country, if there's markets like that, let me know. And in one of these future live streams, we can analyze that together and see what interesting properties we're able to find. So thank y'all for joining. If we don't have any questions, we'll jump off, and we will see y'all again next Friday.